the World Cup group stage ticket support scheme, and it had confirmed that there would be no government support ticket arrangement for Ghanaian fans from this point onwards in terms of the World Cup. So my colleague Raymond Yamado is sitting down with the Sports Minister, and we are going to get some clarity on this issue. What exactly, where are we in terms of tickets? What was done before the World Cup and what has been done during the competition? This is the Sporty Breakfast. Your comments are welcome. 054-257-1061. Let me get to the line. Raymond Yamado is sitting with the Sports Minister, Honorable Kofi Adams in the United States.
We are here at the Providence Hotel inside Rhode Island. This is where the Black Stars are based. This is where the Black Stars are camping. And this morning we have a very important interview. We are joined over here by the Honorable Sports and Recreation. My name is Raymond Yamado, and we are live on Sporty 106.1 FM in Accra. And we are coming to you live from Rhode Island with this exclusive interview. It's an exclusive interview with the Minister for Sports and Recreation. And he is going to speak to a few issues. He's going to talk about the Black Stars, where they have reached as far as the World Cup is concerned, all the plans that they have for the Black Stars. He'll be talking about the supporters, and of course, he'll be talking about issues of ticketing as far as this world is concerned. And so we'll be having that very exclusive conversation with the Honorable Sports Minister in a bit. But if you just tuned in, this is Sporty FM, and everything you're hearing is coming to you from Rhode Island here inside the Providence Hotel. Honorable, good morning to you and welcome to Sporty FM.
Well, good morning and thank you.
Great. It's good to have you.
Well, it's good to be on your platform as always, whether in Ghana or away from Ghana.
Right.
You make it look home.
Right. Honorable, your first World Cup as Sports Minister, what has the experience been like for you?
Well, it's been tough. You know, we took over affairs at the time the national team was so down. We had just failed to qualify for the AFCON, and so we needed to put a lot of things together. Together with the FA, we started work. We managed to qualify. After qualification, still, it's like the soul of the team has left the team. Ghanaians just didn't want to have anything to do with the team, no matter how much we were inviting people to come on board. It was becoming very tough. But through diligence, through hard work, we managed to launch a fundraising effort, which saw some level of enthusiasm, of course, thanks to the EMP, engineers and planners, who announced on that day a huge support towards the project of $5 million, and others who also announced their individual smaller contributions to support the cause. And we began from there till we are where we are here. Of course, you would know that whilst we were preparing to journey here, nobody gave us any chance. Some said we were just coming to play the 3 matches and pack back home. But this is the first World Cup that we had a match to spare.
Yeah.
Out of the 3 group games that we have, the last one we had it to spare for the first time, because we had already secured our qualification to the next round before we played our last game. Yeah. And this is the World Cup that we were never given a chance to progress to the next stage. So when I say that there is a certain spirit behind the team, there is a hand bigger than man that is behind the team, then it tells you what it is. Of course, we made a decision very late to change our technical team. Many Ghanaians, some thought it was too late, some thought it was not going to impact on the team, but clearly, seeing our play of the 3 games we've had so far, the group stages, you cannot rule out the impact of the changes that we made to the technical team, and that the head coach and his supporting staff have brought something to bear in the team. And the general support from Ghanaians, the love that all of a sudden they have shown in the team, based on what the team has been able to do, also contributed to bringing us this far. So we want to appreciate all. It's not been an easy one, of course, having a World Cup organized in 3 countries. America alone, United States of America alone, is so broad and wide But then now to add another country to go and play in Toronto, where our camp base is in US. Then you have to move to Toronto to go and play. Then return to US and play in Boston. And then move from Boston to Philadelphia for your last group game. Now you will have to be preparing to leave to Kansas to go and play your round of 32. And when you finish the round of 32, you win that one, you have to now fly out again to Canada in Vancouver to go and play the round of 16. Well, logistically, it's a nightmare, but we would have to continue to do it.
Well, Honorable, talking about the technical team, I'm sure Eddie back home is impressed with the kind of work they've done, the kind of output you've seen at the World Cup. And of course, you would feel vindicated having taken that decision at the time that you took the decision. Are we angling towards a possible extension of Carlos Queiroz' job? His
well, this is a matter that if you listen to the fans, you listen to Ghanaians on whose behalf we run affairs, they are very happy with the coach.
Yeah.
They are calling, for the first time I'm hearing a lot of people who didn't have any hope in the team saying maintain the coach. But it's a subject matter that we'll thoroughly discuss when we get back home after clinching this trophy that we are all yearning towards. When we started, we were 48.
Yeah. No, and in the 70s.
We were confident that we are also chasing the trophy. Now the numbers have been reduced by 16 out, and 32 are going to the next round. We still think that we are heading towards clinching the trophy. Some have started falling out, and I know we'll be part of the 16 who will continue to chase, and we'll be part of the 8 who will continue to chase.
And then we bring it down to 4.
Exactly. And then eventually to the 2. Yeah. So that is our project. That is what we are working towards. And I want us to focus on this. But as for the coach, I had every confidence in him that he will do something. Yeah. When I met him, when I engaged with him, and we had our conversation, and after that he addressed the media and said, yes, he's been coaching for over 40 years. And he's bringing all his 40 years experience to reflect in the Black Stars play. But never has he embarked on a job as tough as the Black Stars job. Because we had serious conversation. And I told him about the desire of the nation, and that we were not, people think that we're just coming to play at the group stages and go back. But we, those who are, that's not our mindset. Our mindset is that we are chasing the trophy. We are chasing the trophy, and we're still in that mindset.
Honorable, you've been at the tournament from day one, you know, from Toronto right through to Boston to Philadelphia. What are your biggest takeaways from everything you've seen here in terms of organization?
Well, I must say that nothing comes easy, but let me say a big thanks to the team that have worked tirelessly from the Ghana side to make sure that things flew smoothly for the team, the technical team, the playing body, and even the fans. Movement has not been easy, not even just for the playing body, but so far so good. Some challenges have come up, but we have confronted them and dealt with them, and it is normal. Even World Cups, when World Cups are held in just one country, we face such challenges where you don't need to be moving residents from one point to the other. We face such challenges, and so the challenges are bound to come, but how you resolve them, how you respond to them quickly, and to make sure that things stabilize for the team to continue to perform, for me, is one of the biggest things. I don't know whether you are interested in this area also. Fan support has been huge, especially demand for entry rights, in other words, tickets to be able to enter. Unfortunately, the government support system could only do the little that we can. And the little that we have, not even at a certain point, even if you were interested in getting more tickets, they were just not available. So you can only work with what you have. And but a lot more fans in the United States, in Canada, turn out than we had tickets to serve them. So you find many who will be stranded. They drove to the stadium hoping that they will get tickets there, but the tickets are not physical tickets that will even be issued you there. The thing is that once you don't get the ticket earlier and you have not been assured that, oh, the ticket will be sent you, but maybe it is delayed delivery, you don't have to be moving to the stadium with the hope that when you get there, you will get a ticket, unless you have your own arrangement to buy from a source, because when this is World Cup, people have bought the tickets and are doing what? Resale. So FIFA itself have a resale site where you can go and trade your tickets. Others have platforms where they do the trading of their tickets. Our tickets were not for those trading. They were complimentary tickets that we had paid for, that we are giving to various groups. Of course, the supporters union members that came from Accra have to be served. The stakeholders, the various stakeholders, the GFA, the SWAG membership, the other persons who came, the ministry and its allied agencies who were also here have to be served. Then Ghanaians in diaspora, the organized groups that we have groups. And let me take this opportunity to thank the Jamal boys from Ohio University in United States of America, and also in Canada, the Morale boys and others who came out in their numbers and in their groups to support the cause. All these groups were to be saved out from the hundreds of tickets that we had. The only time we had a full 1,000 tickets was Ghana-England. The rest of the matches, we had just about 960 something, and then another 900 and maybe 70 something to deal with the thousands of people looking for tickets. There's no way you can satisfy all of them. And once you are not able to satisfy all of them, the next thing that fits in are rumors and lies. Sometimes barefaced lies are introduced. Even before a single ticket went out, the first lie that got to me was that somebody said in US here, he found people who were selling tickets as a supermarket. Unfortunately for this person, he didn't know that the tickets this time around for the World Cup are electronic and they are not physical tickets. So he told this lie. And you know what he said? He said tickets for face value of $150 for Ghana game was being sold for $750. There was no match ticket that cost $150 for the 3 games that Ghana was involved in. Ghana, Panama, England, Ghana, and Croatia, Ghana. Our tickets, the cheapest you had was $150. Apart from the supporter tier of the $66, we didn't have anything around $150. There's no ticket of a face value of $150. So this gentleman was just cooking a story out there to tell the public, which was false. Maybe there may be other matches that may have such value, but the matches involving Ghana didn't have a $150 face value ticket. So that was a bare lie. When the gentleman he was speaking to, I asked him to let him take pictures of that. He said, oh, the environment was not conducive to take pictures. You see how people lie and just to destroy others. So I have become aware of many of those lies that are told. People say the tickets are for sale. Look, the system I put in place was so rigorous that those in charge of the final pressing of the thumb for the tickets to go cannot do otherwise without my indication. So the emails are collected either by the missions, it is then forwarded to me, then I then forward it. So subsequently, when we are going through the trail, if I have not sent you an email and you've sent a ticket to that person, you have to answer for it. You have to answer for it.
Oh no, we'll stay a bit more on the ticket. We'll stay a bit more on the ticket because there are a lot of concerns that have come up. Now, help me understand this. Did government buy tickets for all the supporters in the diaspora?
No, that's what I've said earlier, that when we started this whole journey, we planned to do 3,000 tickets per game.
Okay.
So in other words, we are going to procure about 9,000 tickets in all. Okay. So that we have 3,000 for Ghana and Panama game. We'll have 3,000 for Ghana and England game. We'll have 3,000 for Ghana and Philadelphia game. So we went ahead and procured first 1,000, paid for the first 1,000 per game. That was the end of it.
Okay.
We didn't pay for any other ticket.
Okay.
And this payment also came from the funds that we raised.
Yeah.
It wasn't a direct taxpayers funding.
Okay.
It was from the fundraising efforts that we paid for this ticket. And it cost us, the invoice was issued and we paid about $1,126,000 with some few dollars on top.
And those tickets are not supposed to be for sale?
They are not for sale. They were never sold. Not a single ticket was sold. Well, people thought they could buy, but they faced stiff war and stiff opposition because the tickets were not for sale. And luckily, the tickets are not like physical tickets that you just give to somebody and you later on will say, oh, I don't know who I gave the ticket to. The tickets are sent through emails. Okay. You see, FIFA introduced something that you have to download an app in order to be able to utilize the ticket. And in downloading the app, you have to provide an email. So the tickets are sent to you through an email. Okay. So that information is available. And it will be published at the right time. Once you want to benefit from government, your rights to privacy cannot, you can, like for example, you can't deny us in the spirit of transparency from publishing emails that benefited from the tickets arrangement. So at the right time, we'll publish all this.
Yeah.
Those who receive on behalf of a group of a certain number, maybe an email will be receiving like 10, 20, or 50 on behalf of a group, 30 on behalf of a group, then now we'll have to now come and explain how he or she also make sure that the community you are representing, you served them with what you received. But that evidence is there, clear, that anybody who wants to pick the data and to investigate is available to the person to be. The tickets were not just physical tickets where you say, oh, I gave some to Raymond. I gave 100 to Raymond. Raymond will come and say, oh no, he gave me only 10. Yeah. The record will be there. Yeah. So that record cannot be erased. So for the lies that are being told, they can only survive for a short period. The truth is like a cork. Yeah. You can only keep the cork down the bottom of a river when your hand is still pressing on it. But the very day you lift your hand, the cork will come up. Yeah. So that truth will be told. And surely will be told in this matter. And we will publish everything.
Right. Right. Honorable, take us to the criteria for receiving these free tickets, especially for those in the diaspora.
So let me even add, or not just those in diaspora. So the FA, which is the member association, is through the organization through which you purchase the bulk tickets.
Okay, so you buy your tickets from FIFA.
You buy your tickets from FIFA through the FA. Okay. So you make payment because FIFA has also allowed the member associations, not just Ghana's FA, to put a 10% administrative cost on every ticket. So you see the ticket that FIFA announced as the supporter tier for $60, will actually be sold to you for 66.
Okay.
So the ticket value will be $60. But because FIFA allows administrative cost of 10% to be put on every ticket, it will be sold to you for $66.
Okay.
Then we have another lower category. So in the case of Ghana, Panama, which was the game that we had the cheapest of our ticket, the least we had above the special tier was $142.
Okay.
That was the least.
Okay.
For Ghana, England, that was our highest. The least was 242 or so, 242. Then Ghana and Croatia, the least was 198.
Okay.
So, like I said earlier, none of our tickets had a face value of what? $150. For that liar to go and say that tickets of face value of $150 were being sold in a supermarket in the United States of America for $750. We didn't have that.
Yeah.
So when we receive these tickets, the tickets are sent to us through some emails we have created.
Okay.
So we have the ministry specially created emails to receive those tickets of different categories. Then you download them and you begin to receive data, emails from potential utilizers, those who will be utilizing the ticket, or groups.
Yeah.
And from day 3 to the maybe final moment of the game, these tickets are then now sent either to individuals or to group leagues. In the case of diaspora, the missions will receive the information and then they will forward the information to me.
Okay.
That information doesn't go direct to the team that is working. The emails they receive will first come to me. Then I will then forward to them and indicate which category of tickets should go where.
Okay.
I will then provide that information. Then they will then work on and then alert me that this group has been served or these individuals have been served. Then I will then report to the requesting authority, if it is the ambassador or the consul general or whoever or a group lead that is requesting. I will then inform them that your tickets have been delivered. So go and download them, or tell the people to download them and utilize them. We had instances where tickets that have been sent have not been accepted. If you don't accept the ticket after a certain time, sometimes it automatically returns itself after some time. But there are other times when the game is getting close and we monitor the dashboard and we realize that tickets have not been accepted. In order not to let tickets go waste, we cancel the transmission of the ticket. So the ticket returns to our domain, then we can reassign to others who are ready. So that is why you observe sometimes a game is started or is just about starting. That is when some people receive their ticket.
Okay.
It is not because the tickets have been there all this while and they didn't send to you. The tickets have been sent to somebody who had requested, but either the person have not accepted or the person even did not even download the app. In some cases, but I will not mention this person because he's a very senior person. He had an email that which he didn't use to download the app.
Okay.
An email was specially created because these are some of the born before computer persons who were born after computer though, but they are born before computer people, but were born after computer has been introduced.
Yes.
So they created an email for him and downloaded the app. But he shared an email to me, and I sent him tickets. Much earlier, those tickets were pending for a very, very long time. I nearly even canceled the tickets that had been issued to him until he got to me that, oh, this was the problem. But he wanted me now to send those tickets to another email. So you have some people who give you wrong email. And so that may be the reason why the tickets are pending. They would make sure that because the guys who worked on the ticketing really spent a lot of time to make sure that no ticket went to waste. So just before the match, they will be on the dashboard, and you can see the unaccepted pending tickets. You go to transactions, and you will see that you've done these transactions, and these tickets are pending, have not been accepted. What do you do when there are others who are at the gate possibly looking for tickets and they have sent their emails? So you have to cancel and reassign these tickets. So these are the processes, very fair.
So you've been hands-on right from the start. You know
I'm saying
where
that
every ticket
the second game against England, I didn't do much of the handing out of tickets myself through the mail. I didn't. But the first one, I did also quite a couple. Yeah. But against Philly, virtually, I did the category 1. I did about 90% of the category 1 tickets that we had. I did them, and did about another 20% of premier level and then standard. I was deeply involved because I wanted to find out that I've put a solid system in place. I trusted the guys who were working with the ticket, but there was so much noise out there. So let me do it myself, and let's see what happened. So apart from a few identifiable persons that I made them to send the category 1, I did the rest. And that was how I caught the lie also. Because I was the one who was doing the category 1. So how come people will come and tell me stories that the boys who were issuing the ticket were selling category 1 tickets for this match, for that match, for this match, and for that match? That was where I saw that this was a lie.
But Honorable, I want you to help me understand this. Apart from government tickets, people who have acquired tickets on their own from wherever have the right to sell their tickets.
Oh, of course. I saw an article where somebody wrote on Facebook saying that the government-sponsored supporters were selling tickets and claiming that they were selling tickets that belonged to Kempom, and that it was a lie, and that those tickets were the government-acquired tickets. So I followed that. Luckily, Kempom himself happened to be in the US, so I called him. He said, well, it's true. He received his ticket that he bought also from the FA for his travel arrangement he was organizing very late. And so he couldn't do much about it and decided that he was going to sell those tickets. And he gave it to some persons to do the sales for him. And that was one of those things that some people saw and claimed that, oh, Kempom did not have any ticket. It's very easy to verify whether Kempom bought tickets or not by contacting the FA. Another story that I heard that somebody told me was that they said a travel and tour company also claimed that it took that they took some amount of money from some fans from New Jersey, and that the tickets that was supposed that they paid for was what government went and seized and is given to persons. That was also another lie that was put out there. We paid, the tickets we got, truly speaking, were less than the ticket we paid for. We paid for 3,000 tickets, 1,000 for each game. And like I've said, apart from Ghana, England, we didn't get the full 1,000. We were short by some 20 somewhere, and another, I think, 80 somewhere. So if you add all together, a few numbers were lost. So we paid for the tickets we distributed to Ghanaians, whether they were supporters union members. And for the case of the supporters union, of course, you know, distributing the tickets email by email singly is a tough job.
Yeah.
So for organized groups, the supporters union that were organized and organized diasporan supporters group, what you do is you pick one email and then you drop a number of tickets into that email. Then that person can take care of those number of persons. So for supporters union, that is how we did for them. You have leads whose emails are collected and a number of tickets, I think 10 per email, is dropped. And you will go with 9 other persons, including yourself. So when you get to the entrance, you show the tickets, they will scan them, then the person will pass. You show the next one, they will scan and the person will pass. It's supposed to be a neat process. But sometimes you know our people.
Yeah.
They get to the gate and then they jam the place up and everybody think that they must enter first.
Yeah.
Unfortunately for them, or fortunately for us, it is not who enters first that gets a particular seat.
Yeah.
Every seat is numbered.
That's true.
Even if you come in the second part of the second half of the game, your seat will still be there for you.
Yeah.
So some people had a certain mentality that, okay, if I get in first, maybe I'll get every seat. Your section, your row, your section has a number. Your row has a number. Your seat has a number. You go to it, they just take you straight to your seat. So it didn't matter who entered first and who entered last.
Yeah.
Where you are supposed to sit, that's where you will sit. Unless you have a certain convenient arrangement with somebody that, oh, because I know you, Raymond, okay, you are sitting there, I want to take your seat. Then that one, you could do that.
Honorable, how many supporters did government sponsor to America? And take us to their welfare, accommodation, feeding wise, per diem.
So
take us to a bit of
in
everything.
all, including those who won raffle and then we brought them, the Ministry of Sports related agencies,
Yeah.
the Ghana Football Association and their related persons that we have to support, 30 of them. And then which other group? I want to...
The stakeholders?
The stakeholders I've mentioned already. Then, of course, then the supporters union, the organized supporters unions. We had all our 281 who were fully given a full package of air tickets, accommodation, and a stipend. Then another category of persons who sponsored themselves, they bought their own tickets. Were also provided accommodation and given a stipend. And of course, tickets match tickets were also offered to some of these persons. So these are the categories of supporters. I've heard some say that members of parliament and other CEOs, chief executive and the rest were sponsored. No, we had no such persons on our list. Beyond the Ministry of Sports and Recreation, where maybe some of our boards, members and the rest came with us, we did not pick in, unless maybe that person is a chief executive of a certain company and a member of the supporters union, and the supporters union added his or her name, and I didn't know, but I doubt that. They sponsored themselves, arranged their own tickets and then what have you to be able to attend the games. Ministers of state were not sponsored. If you saw any minister attending this World Cup, they sponsored themselves. Maybe they are on their leave also. A few were part of the committees, the oversight committee that is working, and so they came on official responsibilities. a number of MPs, the Select Committee on Youth and Sports also came here because of their responsibility. They, Parliament sponsored. We only took care of their accommodation and some minimal transport and tickets to watch the game. The Foreign Affairs Committee also had their program around, so they came around. All we did was to support with few tickets. They were not responsible for their accommodation or anything.
Okay.
We did not have any slots to constituencies that I heard some people talk about, or probably that 2 per constituency were brought here. I'm saying the total number of persons we sponsored, we gave full package, 281. The number of constituencies we have in this country is 276. Assuming without admitting that they even said that you were doing 2 for every constituency, that gives you almost 555.
Yeah.
But I'm telling you that we did 281. Then again, if the person says that, oh no, they did it for only NDC members or NDC majority caucus. The majority caucus has about 180 to 189 members of what? Parliament. If you multiply that by 2, you are almost getting 370 something. That also is way higher than the 281. So that is again another lie heard on the street and given oxygen by people who should know better. Right. People who claim they are learning in very higher institutions, who should know how to verify things, will rely on pedestrian talk without an iota of what? Evidence. And to write and move on and make all manner of cases. And you know what they do? They intentionally ignore the foundational statement of His Excellency the President, that 1, we are not spending the tax money, budgeted money to do this. 2, we are only going to focus on the organized supporters union who have followed the team all through. Yeah. The President didn't say we are zero bringing funds to this World Cup. He didn't say we are not going to bring anybody. Yeah. The President was clear in his statement, both when he spoke at the fundraising launched event and when he answered the question in London, when he went there. He was very clear that we have core supporter union groups who have followed this team. Look, some of them, when we played in the qualifying game in N'Djamena, they sat in a bus from Accra to N'Djamena. Yes. Okay. That is how some of these are. They have support for the Black Stars. Then you will say that, oh, because you qualify for the World Cup, so because you have Ghanaians in America and Canada, these persons who have shown all this loyalty at the bigger level, don't bring them. Yeah. Well, you may say so because you think that there are other needs for those money. But that is why we approach corporate Ghana. Yeah. And the corporate Ghana also know that it's an opportunity for them to also market themselves, because sports market you more than anything. That's true. And they knew what that money was going to be used for. And having made it available to us, what they are suggesting is that we should divert it and use it for something else. No. The government of His Excellency John Dramani Mahama had already taken a proactive decision in establishing a sports fund. And this fund, Raymond, is going to receive every peso we gain from our participation in international competition. And that will be dedicated to using in promoting sports development. Not a peso will go into the consolidated fund. Okay.
No, Honorable, before we started this conversation, there was a press release out there stating that government's continuous sponsorship of funds with regards to ticket had come to an end. Bring us up to speed on what that statement really meant.
So, yeah, that is right, because the tickets we procured to use for that project was only for the group stage. Okay. And the group stage games have come to an end. We do not have tickets currently for any other stage. And if you ask me, the logistical nightmare of even moving the supporters from one state to another, from here to Kansas, and from Kansas we are now moving over to Vancouver in another country, will be quite challenging. So quite a number of Ghanaians have already shown interest. I'm sure that they will be able to purchase these tickets themselves. If they want facilitation, we'll use through the FA, as we've done, to help facilitate for them. If they put themselves together, we still have enough time between now and Friday when we play the match in US here and Saturday Ghana time to be able to procure the tickets.
Finally, on the tickets, what message do you have for Ghanaians out there in the diaspora who have not properly understood all of these processes and have thrown all sorts of things out there?
Well, first and foremost, we want to apologize if they did not understand us well, that they thought everybody and anyone who will get up and then just drive or walk to the stadium without a ticket will get the ticket from us. We never said so. We made it very clear. And I think that even the Canadian High Commission, where we first played, issued a statement, a public statement, collecting data. Yeah. And so everybody should know that before you move, you needed to have had the ticket or be assured that you were going to receive a ticket, or your ticket has been made available to a group lead, and that person will identify you there. So it's on that those who wished to have gotten this government support didn't get it, but we thank them for the support they came around and gave, whether it was within the stadium or without the stadium. It was all part of the spirit that we needed for the team to progress, and we wish to thank them. And I believe that as we progress, as we invest in sport, as we contribute to the sports fund, in future we will be able to procure more tickets like other countries also did, and to have more fans attend. So let's take some interest in sports, not only when the events are happening. Let's be interested in sports even off events, and let's contribute towards sports development off events, so that before the event will arrive, we would have been ready to take all the necessary decisions. Can you imagine if we had funds much earlier and to have procured maybe 2,000 or 3,000 tickets? We would have been able to serve a lot more persons than we did. But we could only do a few because we didn't have enough money to do just that.
Now we traveled to Kansas to take on Colombia in a game that many believe would be a very tough one for the Stars. You have always been very confident the team would go far in the competition. What are your thoughts? What are your expectations of that game?
Well, my expectation is that we are winning a round of 32 game, and then we go and face whoever is ready for us, whether it is Algeria or it is Switzerland, and then also baptize them and carry on. That's all that we wish for. That's why we are here. And that's why, yes, we know it is for any of the team that is participating to win. But we are also here to win. And so we are taking it game after game. There's so much confidence in camp, but then they are not complacent. That's what gives me joy.
Yeah.
There's confidence. They are not afraid of any opponent. They are not afraid of any opponent. They are very confident that even though before we moved in here, nobody gave them any chance, they have confidence in themselves that they can make it and make the world proud. Not just Ghana. They want to make the world proud. They want to set an example for the world. And so we are going to go into that game in Kansas against Colombia with every determination to win. The coach is working his strategy. He's taking the boys through. And I believe that it will yield positive results for us. And we will get to Vancouver and deliver also there and continue to be here till we return home with a trophy.
Fantastic. Now, Honorable, on the player welfare front, have they received everything they've been promised? Have they been well motivated ahead of this big game?
Well, the players are very highly motivated. Government has done its bit. they have qualified. We have qualification bonus to the next stage to give them. We haven't offered that yet, but I believe that is being worked out so that they would get it. I don't want anything financial to derail anything. This is not to say that the boys are overly demanding for that, but what is due them must be given them. That's for me, that's my belief. Once the finance minister have made the budgetary allocation for it, then we must make sure that we commit to it. These boys, by qualifying and reaching where they have reached already, has brought some money to us, which is going to help in other areas. So we should not delay in what should be their portion. Even though that money hasn't come, but we know that it will surely come. Even if it means that we should borrow and spend, so that when we get it, we will pay back, and what is left we put in the Ghana Sports Fund. Let us do so. So we don't create any problem where we should not create a problem. And this is again not to say that the boys are threatening that they will not play or they will misbehave if they don't get this money. No, I haven't heard that, I haven't seen that, but there's a need to continue. Maybe they are happy the way they are because financially we have done what is very responsible of us. So let's just continue to be responsible. All actors who must act. For me as the Minister for Sports and Recreation to be able to see to it that I deliver to the team should do so, so we don't get delayed at all. The approval goes through a process. We have sent the master estimates to the office of the president through the chief of staff. There's an officer that have been assigned to be responsible to that. We have sent reminders. It is my belief that the necessary letters that must be done from the office to the finance minister are done quickly so that the finance ministry can release the funds to enable us work, because we are dealing with a fluid environment and a fluid situation. So that's my prayer, that we all enact, because it is not like the monies have been released to the Minister for Sports and Recreation and is sitting in our accounts. No, we don't have that money in our accounts. We don't have it at all. We got only up to the group stage of the 12-point-something million that has been requested for. Only 5 had been released, which was to cover the group stage. So it is my expectation that before we, Friday, when we play Colombia, we will get the releases to deal with the run of 32, and we prepare for the next. I would wish that we even get the releases for 32 and 16 at once, because they are so close. We play on the 3rd and on the 7th. So you don't wait, and between the 3rd and then the 7th when we play again are weekends. So why not just do it at once? Maybe do up to the quarter-final stage. If we don't get there, we'll come back. We know how much would have spent, or we should spend at this point, and return the rest. This is not a ministry that intends to spend money anyhow. Look, when we were bidding to host the Under-20 for Ghana, we were supposed to raise a budget to push the bid. You know, we didn't take any peswa from the state to be able to win that bid. We didn't. We used all the necessary networks that we had. The expenditure was very minimal, and we covered that from our goods and services. Some of it off pocket to be able to. But when the fact that we should host the competition was approved by cabinet, the request was for us to be able to. I said no. If we were a ministry, or I'm a minister who wants to just spend money anyhow, then I would have raised budget, because this is the directive. And we travel around and say that we are going to see this one, we've gone to do this and spend. But no, we didn't spend a peso of the state money to win that bid.
Honorable, the expenditure for this World Cup, or how much was spent on this World Cup? I'm sure in due course you'd make that public.
Oh, sure. How much would have been spent? As for the estimate, the budget, we had already made it public. We made that public, that this is how much has been requested. But how much we will spend, when we finish also, we'll make it public.
Yeah.
How much we will spend. What we anticipate to spend, we made it public. We engaged the Parliamentary Select Committee. The meeting was covered live, and we put out all the information that we have to put out. I engaged the press at the ministry, and I announced the figures and the areas that it was going to cover. So we've been very transparent in all those areas. When we finish the World Cup also, we will then tell the actuals. Yeah. Some of the actuals, the deviations are huge, because we did modest estimation based on Qatar.
Okay.
Because when normally you are running estimates for a World Cup, you look at the previous and you used to estimate. Sometimes you make a 5 to 10% allowance. Unfortunately, this World Cup has become very expensive.
Yeah.
Extremely expensive. Look, in Qatar, the highest price for ticket was about $100. Here, the least, as I told you, in our games was 142 or something. That's the least.
Yeah.
So you can imagine if you had planned with Qatar figures, cost of transportation, the distances that you have to cover. So a lot of things have been thrown off gear. Training pitches, how much it costs us to the camp pre-tournament camping training, where we budgeted for, I think, 4,000. We ended up paying, in some instances, about 30-something thousand.
Wow.
That's the situation. So we would indicate the reality also after we finish the tournament.
Honorable, we wish you well.
Thank you.
As you continue your journey at the World Cup.
Thank
and
you.
As positive as you are, Ghanaians are also positively rooting behind the Stars to make sure to go find the competition.
It's just that the timing for this World Cup has not been so favorable to Ghana. The times that we play goes into either a dawn. It used to be like those times Professor Berima Azuma Nelson used to fight in US. You have to wake up at dawn. If you didn't have a television and you must stand at the back of somebody's, then you'll be pushing the curtains to be peeping through the curtains to see what was. And those times it was even black and white. So you sometimes will not see very well. And the timing has not been so good, but we want to thank them. I want to thank His Excellency the President, the Vice President, the First Lady, and all for the support they have shown the team. And to Ibrahim Mahama, my very good brother, for his continuous support, his motivation to the team they have received and are receiving. And to the technical team also, they are grateful. And let it continue to flow, because they say Sikaye Moja. And when they support them, they become also happy and will carry on. But I can assure Ghanaians that transparency will be the order of the day. We will account for everything, and that is why I'm being tough the way I am. When people ask for things and they don't get, it's not. It's because we want to make sure that the right thing is done. The processes are followed. There are some who think that, oh no, it's normal. They introduce all kinds of familiarity. Oh, I am your colleague. I am a party member. I am this. I am that. I said yes, but there is a structure that we must follow, because we must account for what? Everything. We must account for everything. You, the media people, we work with you, but sometimes you want to take advantage of the power that you have to want to bully us, to do things in a way to your advantage. But I have refused to be bullied and to be pushed to do things their way. Also, some are not happy, but I said, well, that is what it must be. Let's all, some of the things you have come to see here that you are happy about, that you are talking about, it is because they've allowed a structure to work. That is why it is so. So you two help us, and let's let this get the structure work. It may start with you. Don't let it pain you that it is starting with you. That we have denied you something because we are saying that we want this to work this way. Let it start with you. Tomorrow you will benefit from the system, or those you are training will benefit from a well-structured system. So to the media also, I apologize if I couldn't do much for you as it has always been.
Yeah. Okay.
We are helping to build the structure.
Honorable, thank you very much for your time. And we appreciate your thoughts on all the matters that we brought before you. And we wish you well in this journey at this World Cup. And we pray that Ghana will make the entire nation proud. Thank you very much for your time.
Continent and the world.
Yes, continent and the world.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
The nation, we are already making them proud. And we want to add the entire African continent, and we want to extend it to the world. Okay.
My name is Raymond Yamado, and I've brought you this interview from Providence, inside Rhode Island, and I've done this for Sports FM. This has been our exclusive interview with the Honorable Sports Minister, Honorable Kofi Adams, and he's explained a lot of issues that have come up in the course of this tournament to us, and hopefully, we hope that all of these explanations will put a lot of matters to bed. Until we meet again, God willing, after Ghana progresses to the round of 16. My name is Raymond Yamado for Sports FM, Providence, Rhode Island.
So that was Raymond Yamado with the Honorable Sports Minister, Mr. Kofi Adams. Your comments are welcome, 054-257-1061. So that was that interview. The Sports Minister sought to put some clarity or bring some clarity to a number of issues. World Cup tickets matters and all of that. You can send in your comments on 054-257-1061. All through the day, we'll see if we can, we'll give you reruns of this interview. Just so if you missed out on anything, you can catch it back or listen to it back or listen back to it. You can listen again. We'll have reruns on it on the network in between programs. So all your, questions can be answered. But in the meantime, your comments are coming through on 054-257-1061, 054-257-1061. This is the Sporty Breakfast. Coach Kwabena Danso will be joining us in a second because the round of 32 continued yesterday. There were games played yesterday and early this morning. Brazil beating Japan by 2-1. Paraguay knocking out Germany 4-3 on penalties. And Morocco doing a number on the Dutch. They won that game 3-2 on penalties after the game ended 1-1. This is the business end of the World Cup. At this point, nothing can save you except yourself. So countries are going to every length to stay alive and move on. So we've had 2 penalty shootouts, 1 comeback win in 90 minutes. What else will happen? Nobody knows. We have a goalless that is settled in extra time. We have a goalless that is settled in penalties. We have a goal first that is settled in 90 minutes. So many things will happen and the possibilities are endless. I'll be mentioning today's fixtures for you in a bit. But as I said at the top of the show and about an hour or so ago, all the things you are enjoying on Sporty FM in terms of the World Cup, right? The in-studio analysis, Copa Mundo, the chit-chat on Sporty Breakfast, Coach Danso session, the OBs, the outdoors, the watch parties, and all of that, and the live radio commentary. Most importantly, all of these things are happening because we have great friends and we have great partners. Coca-Cola, feel it all. Pepsodent do the 2 brush day and night. Club beer, cheers to our chale. Didi Jollof, Didi Nasabre Biom. Handy Farms, more than a farm. Ghana's mango elevated from farm to table, and the European Union supporting community engagement and youth participation through sport. Now, the World Cup on Sporty FM is a coming together of the world's greatest football tournament on Ghana's biggest sports station, Sporty FM. We are the voice of sport. Ghana, it's time to feel it all. Coca-Cola is saying that, look, if you want a place to watch all the games uninterrupted in a fun environment, come to the Coca-Cola Football Village at Good Park, Accra Mall. Watch your favorite matches live with fellow fans. The energy is good. The vibe is high. Music and entertainment guaranteed. interactive fan zones, fun experiences, plus you get a chance to win exciting giveaways. From epic watch parties to unforgettable match day energy, this is where Ghana comes together to celebrate the beautiful game. So pull up with your crew to the Coca-Cola Fun Park, because this World Cup, you just don't watch it, you feel it all. President is saying that World Cup discipline and getting to that point and getting to the biggest competition in the world requires that you show grit, that you show persistence, and that you remain disciplined. And that's key. And it's the same thing when it comes to your smile and oral health. World-class defense isn't built in a day, so you have to keep plugging. It's built by brushing morning and night. Every meal is a snack attack. Imagine you're watching Morocco, Netherlands, you are hungry, you want to eat some food. That's a snack attack. Food will get lodged in your teeth. It's a breeding place for germs. You don't want germs to win and score. That's why Pepsodent brings you the limited World Cup toothpaste in 3 variants: fresh breath for all-day confidence, antibacterial to fight germs, plaque remover for a cleaner, stronger smile. Get the Pepsodent World Cup limited edition today, available at supermarkets and shops nationwide. This World Cup season, Pepsodent says, when it comes to your oral health, Fano World Cup. Sinclair Tech is saying that if you want to upgrade your device, let's say you have an iPhone, you want to change, you have an Android, you want to change, you want to grab a PlayStation. Somebody owes me a PlayStation. Somebody owes me a PS5. That person is not listening, but please tell that person that they owe me a PS5. Actually, okay, 1. Let me not say 2, because the previous government's anyway, let me not move. There's a new power in there. So yes, somebody should tell Mrs. Q that she owes me a PS5. She hasn't bought the PS. She thinks I've forgotten. I haven't forgotten. So somebody tell Mrs. Q that she owes me a PS5. Get in touch with Sinclair Tech, right, on 0549-462-550. Follow them on social at Sinclair Tech _ Sinclair Tech, your trusted destination for technology and electronics. Sinclair Tech, elevate your life. And Becklex and Cooks, they are the East Legon Hills, close to the Macarius Lighthouse. If you want to order food for yourself, for your parties, your friends, get in touch with them. 0555-062-714. What do they have? Sandwiches, fresh bread, croissant, donuts, affordable pasta, and jollof rice. So whether you are grabbing breakfast, lunch, a quick snack, or catering to your friends and family, you've got something delicious for you. Becklex and Cooks, let's get baked. Let me welcome Coach Kwabena Danso. Coach, good morning. How are you doing?
Yeah, Nathan, I'm doing very well. I'm doing very, very, very well. And I hope you're also doing very well.
Yeah. I'm okay. I mean, it's been a tough 24 hours.
Yes. Very, very tough.
Yes, I know. Before we get into your session for the morning, quickly, let me run through some of the WhatsApp messages that have come through.
Okay.
On 054-257-1061. Nathan in Kaswa says, traffic situation is worsening by the day since the floods on 9th June from Kaswa heading towards Malam Kaneshin area. In addition to the demolition of structures on waterways, authorities should pay attention to the roads too. They've become deplorable. Commuters wait for hours to get a vehicle moving to their direction because most of the drivers are doing the short journeys. A few are willing to go the extra mile, and they are overcharging or charging above the normal because the floods have damaged all the roads and they are causing heavy traffic. We need to take the flood situation seriously and address it as a country. The lives and property lost during these periods are just devastating. It is true, Nathan from Kaswa, very, very true. And the consequence, you are right, the consequence we don't often talk about is the damage to the road. Because by the time it rains 1 or 2 times, a road that you thought was good is now bad and it slows everything down. So I agree 210% with you. Now to the football. He says, I'm happy for Morocco. I never doubted them to go a step further. What a game between Brazil and Japan. Proper Fergie time to stand Japan. Mourinho needs to see Don Carlo for a few notes on Vini Jr. He always has him playing like he's possessed. It is true. It looks like Carlo Ancelotti may know a thing or two about how to handle Vini Jr. This one says, why are coaches resigning after elimination? 3 coaches have already resigned. Yeah, it's true. If you have high expectations and you don't meet them, in other jurisdictions, you walk away. That's how they do their things. Charles from Medina says, did I hear the sports minister saying that for the first time, the Black Stars qualified with a game to spare? But didn't we also qualified in 2010 with 4 points. We had qualified even before playing our last game against Germany. If I remember correctly, Charles from Adina, that wasn't the situation in 2010. The situation in 2010 was that we had 4 points. We were not sure. So if you remember, it came down to mathematics in 2010. And we were saved by the fact that we conceded only 1 goal against Germany. Ultimately, that tilted the result, or that tilted qualification in our favor, because I think we were not the only team locked on 4 points. We were not the only team locked on 4 points. Let me just check my World Cup records, because I do remember that was not the case. That was not the case. I remember that after the group stage, we were not the only team tied on 4 points, right? I'm just going back there. Sadiq in Kaswa says, real World Cup has taken off. Obianyo be a proper knockout football. Come on, Black Stars. Good. Let me check the group stage, because I remember very good. Germany had 6. Ghana had 4. Australia had 4. And Serbia had 3. Now, we qualified because we had a better goal difference than Serbia. We had a goal difference of 0. Sorry, a better goal difference than Australia. We had a goal difference of 0. And then Australia had a goal difference of -3. So it wasn't as straightforward as some people think it was. So, yeah, so that's the lowdown. Anyway, Coach is in studio. Coach, let's get into the conversation. I don't know where you are taking us today.
Yeah, so today we are going to look at 2 games. First will be Brazil against Japan. The Samba Boys against the Samurai Blue. So Brazil, Japan. And then the second game will be the African interest. Netherlands against Morocco. So what we are going to do is that we are going to leave the preview of today's games. We are going to push those ones to Copa Mundo. And of course, Germany against Paraguay to be put to Copa Mundo. So this morning, in-depth analysis on Brazil against Japan and then Netherlands against Morocco.
Okay.
Now with Brazil.
You want to begin with Brazil?
Yes,
Japan?
with Brazil.
Wonderful.
Brazil, Japan. Now, Nathan, with Brazil, a good win for the Samba Boys. A good win. You see, in knockout football, the most important thing is for you to advance to the next stage. So once it's knockout, the interest is not on how good you play, no. The interest is not on the aesthetics, no. The most important thing is you must advance to the next stage. No matter how you play, just get the job done. And I think in modern day football, if there's one manager who, epitomizes that, to me, it is the Don Carlo. Because for his teams at Real Madrid, most of the time there will be, if it was to be boxing, most of the time they'll be fighting, on the ring. You push them to the wall. Last minute against Chelsea, they will win it. Last minute against Man City, they will win it. And that is the Don Carlo Ancelotti, how most of the time he wins his games. So to me, yesterday, I wasn't surprised. And of course, it was another work for the Don Carlo Ancelotti. For Brazil, Nathan, this is the first time since 1938 that Brazil have won a knockout game after trailing in the first half at the World Cup.
For the first time since 1938.
About 88 years down the line.
1938. I'm trying to remember the country that hosted. I know Italy won that World Cup because it was the first time somebody did a back-to-back. 34 and 38. So for the first time since 1938,
yes,
Brazil conceded the first goal.
Yes,
in the World Cup knockout.
They were trailing at the end of the first half,
and then they came back.
To win.
So which means between 1938 and yesterday, every time Brazil trails in the World Cup knockout game,
first half they don't come back
to win.
It has happened 4 times. None of them, in none of them were they able to, come back to win. Okay. But yesterday, they were able to do it under the Don Carlo Ancelotti. Now, in the first half, we are going to analyze how Brazil played, how Japan played, and then we will analyze also the goals that, came into the game. Now, Nathan, in the first half, now this was the formation for both teams. For Japan, 3-4-2-1. And yesterday, I told you that with their wing backs, Risu Duan is a left footer. In fact, he wears the number 10 for them. He's a left footer, but he plays as the right wing back. Now, Nakamura is a right footer, but he plays as the left wing back. So that is it for Japan. Now, for Brazil, it was a 4-3-3. So a back four, a midfield three of Casemiro, Lucas Paqueta, Bruno Guimaraes, and then a front three. So a 4-3-3 for Brazil against a 3-4-2-1 for Japan. Now, in the game, Nathan, Japan attacked with a 4-1-5 formation against Brazil's 4-4-2 out of possession shape. So whenever Brazil were defending, it was a 4-4-2. So this is their back four. Now you get Ryan dropping, Bruno Guimaraes, Casemiro, Lucas Paqueta. So this will be, the 4 players or the 4 midfield line, and then the front 2 will be Matthew Cunha and then Vinicius Junior. So whenever Brazil are defending, it's a 4-4-2 out of possession shape. For Japan, in offense, in their whenever they have possession and then they attack, Nathan, they did it in a 4-1-5 formation, and I'll explain why. So this is their front 5. Now the front 5 is Ayase Ueda, Junta Uto in between, or in the half spaces in between Gabriel and then Douglas Santos. Risu Duan as the wing back will play now as a winger so that he can cut inside and play. Now they had Nakamura also holding the weight here with Dyson Maeda here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 players attacking the back line 4 of Brazil. Now they had only, Kaisu Sano here as the only midfielder here. And now Hiroki Ito, Kamada as a midfielder will drift into as one of the center backs, and then Tomiyasu. So this was it, a 4-1-5 for Japan.
So this was their attacking formation.
The attacking formation. Whenever they attack, a 4-1-5. Difference or the reasons are very simple. Now with Brazil, with a back line of 4, 1, 2, 3, 4.
We're trying to get the advantage.
So once we have 5, it means that we can attack better. Now they left 4 here. It means that, and you see, those 4 were very close to each other. It means that they were afraid of the transitional threat of Brazil. Why? Because Brazil has players in the midfield line who can give accurate passes to Vinicius Junior, to Matheus Cunha. Go and check how Manchester United, especially under Michael Carrick, when Matheus Cunha was rejuvenated, how was he scoring those goals? In quick transitions. Yeah. How does Vinicius Junior score his goals? In very quick transitions. So if Brazil is coming with Matheus Cunha, if they are coming with Vinicius Junior, then the most sensible option for them is to get at least a +1 on the defensive line. And they decided to do it with a +2. So a 4v2 against, the Brazil, and this in the first half really helped them, and it really worked. Now for Brazil, Nathan, in the first half, they were, attacking in 2 different ways. And to me, all those 2 ways did not really help the Brazilians. And in the second half, they had to change a lot of things. So whenever Brazil had the ball and then Japan had to defend, since Japan were playing with the 3 at the back, we know that Risu Duan is going to come back and now play as a, as a defender, with Nakamura also coming back. So you get your 5 at the back for them. And then Asano, Kamada, Dyson Maeda, Junta Uto will come as the 4, with Ayase Ueda, as your center forward. So a 5-4-1 for Japan. By Brazil, Nathan, they were, attacking in 2 very similar ways. Very, very similar. Not the same, but very similar. The first one is a 3-box-3 formation.
Okay.
The second one is a 3-diamond-3 formation. So the difference is the shape in the middle. Either it's a box shape or a diamond shape. So this is their 3. The 3 was Gabriel, Danilo, Marquinhos. So if they were going for the 3-box-3, it means that Douglas Santos will hold the weight on the left side. So this is the 3-box-3. Now, here is our box. The box is Lucas Paqueta, Casemiro, Bruno Guimaraes, and then Matheus Cunha dropping from the center forward position. So it becomes a 3-box-3. Now the positioning of the front 3 is very, very interesting. Ryan, who was the winger, will come inside this way, and then Vinicius Junior will be in between Risu Duan and then Takehiro Tomiyasu, with Douglas Santos holding the weight at the left side. So if you look at the central areas here, there's no one here. If you look at the central areas here, there is no one here. And even if Brazil was, defending in a 3-diamond tray, which was also very similar like this, a diamond formation, 3-diamond tray, the same thing. In the central area, since Matheus Cunha had dropped inside, there was no one here. And putting Vinicius here means that now Vinicius is playing in between two players, in between Risu Duan and then Takehiro Tomiyasu. Now, Nathan, in football, for you to be able to play with your back facing the goal and in between opposition players, there are some qualities that you need to possess before you can do that. So if you look at the position of Vinicius in the game, this was Vinicius in between Risu Duan and then Tomiyasu with his back to go. And playing with your back to go in between two center backs or in between two players. One, you need the ability, you must have the ability to use your hands to feel the defenders. That is why whenever center forwards are, they are positioned there, they will be using their hands to feel where is the defender. Have I been able to block him? Can I receive? Again, you must have the elite upper body strength. Because the defenders are not just going to stand there, they are going to wrestle you. So you need an elite upper body strength to be able to wrestle them. Now, Nathan, if I ask you, does Vinicius possess any of these qualities? The answer is no.
No, yeah.
So for Vinicius to be playing with his back to go in between two Japanese defenders, it wasn't going to work. And to me, it explains why in the first half, Vinicius or even Brazil, they were zero. They were not making some serious incursions in the game. And in the second half, they had to make changes. And you see, they made that change. They put Vinicius wide. And to me, in the second half, that really helped them. Again, now let's look at the positioning and everything that I was talking about. Now, if you put Matheus Cunha as part of your diamond, and you put Vinicius in between these two players, now who is here at the central area?
Nobody.
Nobody. But why does Carlo Ancelotti always want to play Vinicius closer to the central areas? For a movement to occur, for a defender to follow, to create a space for Vinicius to run and occupy that space. So if you are playing this way, with regards to how Japan also set up in their 5-4-1, so if Japan is playing with their 5-4-1, but there's nobody in the central area for Brazil to move out a center back for Vinicius to run, then it means that putting Vinicius here is wrong in the first place. And that is one thing that I love about the Don Carlo Ancelotti. He doesn't care. He will change it. You see, the last time I told you about how Vinicius was praising Carlo Ancelotti, that whenever Ancelotti tells him to go central, he scores a goal, so he allows it. But in this game, looking at how Japan were defending, the game did not require for Vinicius to play central. So although Brazil started with Vinicius playing or occupying a more central role, the manager or the coach quickly saw that no, this game, has a different dimension and that I must play Vinicius more wider than central. So in the second half, all the magic that he did was just simple. Just put Vinicius wide. At times, you get Vinicius and then even Douglas Santos, both of them wide, to provide a double weight for Brazil. But playing Vinicius central, especially against a back five without any movement from the Brazilians, it did not work. And to me, Carlo Ancelotti saw that in the first half, and in the second half, he really, rectified the error. Again, Nathan, there's a very interesting stat in the game, and that is crossing for Brazil. You see, this game was one of the games that Brazil really crossed the ball a lot.
Yeah. It was 29 crosses, I think, in the second half.
Yes, in the second half alone, 29. Now, in open play, in the 90 minutes, Brazil attempted 36 crosses. 36
crosses.
Yes, 36. But do you know the interesting thing? Only 7 were completed.
Wow.
Only 7 were completed. So it means that 29 of those crosses were either blocked or defended by the Japanese. And some of the crosses, resulted in the goals that the Brazilian team scored. So Brazil decided that, as you said, in the second half, once we have Vini wide, let's try to commit numbers in the box. Let's cross a lot. And they did it. If you watch Germany against Paraguay, at a point in time, Germany was also doing the same thing. It was all crossing. It was all about crossing. And I think that it is an emerging trend, especially at the knockout stages. The good thing about tournament football is that there's nothing new, yes, under the sun. There's nothing new. So what Brazil did, Germany did the same thing. Brazil got the results, they qualified. Germany did not. In the next games, today there will be games, tomorrow there will be games. Yeah. Whenever teams are, they are feeling the pressure. Whenever they are chasing the results, they will go long, they will get back to those crosses. Yeah. So all the time, whenever I'm analyzing any game in a tournament football and it gets to the knockout stages, what I say is very simple. Whether the team is in your knockout path or not, watch their games. Try to figure out how they are finding solutions to certain problems. Because definitely, once it is tournament football, you are also going to need the same solution to solve your problem. Yeah. So me, if I am Ghana, I'll be watching this. Okay, the most dominant teams, if they try with the possession and they think that it's not working, they switch to crossing. Yeah. So if I'm also going to play against any of those dominant teams, I'm not going to try and close the spaces alone. No. Rather, I'll try and also defend crosses, because I know that once it's a tournament, definitely it will get back to some of these stages. So that was how Brazil decided to defend or they decided to score against Japan. Just to
touch on this crossing business.
Yeah.
Austria, for example, their game against Algeria.
Sports FM.
When it was getting late into the game, they decided to just go for it. Just cross, and cross some more. And I think they even do it more so because of the type of players they have. A player they have on the bench, and is a player they've used to that effect. I remember 2 or 3 Euros ago they did that. Sasha Kalajic.
Yeah.
That's all. Look, Sasha Kalajic he's almost 2 meters, like he's tall, very tall,
very.
Almost 7 for 6 foot something.
Yeah.
And so when things get tough, throw Kalajic into the box,
sending the crosses. Yes,
if it works, it works.
That is it. That is the beauty of football. And even for Don Carlo Ancelotti at Real Madrid, have you forgotten how he was using Jose Lumato?
Yeah.
Whenever Madrid is playing, Jose Lu, throw him in, sending the crosses. So if you look at some of these patterns, then you can see that, okay, definitely it is going to happen. And yesterday the crosses also helped Brazil. Now,
Casemiro got 1 goal off the cross to make it 1-1.
Yeah. Now let's analyze the goals in the game. So the first one will be the Japanese goal, and then the second one will be, the 2 goals from Brazil. Now, analyzing the goal from Japan. To begin with, let's look at the back here, because Danilo intended to give a pass to this midfielder, who also obviously would have given the ball to Vinicius, because from here it means that Vinicius will be left with a 1v1 and space. That is very, very important. Vinicius will be left with 1v1 and space. Once he has the space, he's one of the best in the game with space. One of the best in the game. So Danilo wanted to give the ball to this midfielder, who in turn would have given it to Vinicius Junior. Now, the ball had been lost. Possession has changed. This red area here that I've demarcated here, it is the area that you must all the time prevent whenever there's a turnover. Whenever you are attacking, because with this, Brazil were ready to attack. So it means that they are right back, Danilo, is here. Now, this is their left back, who is also getting ready to join the attack. So it means that...
Coach, just to pause there, for our listeners, you can catch the analysis live on our Facebook and on our YouTube. And just to explain, for those who have not joined us, just to explain the zone. So coach has highlighted a certain zone. I'm trying to describe it well. So it's almost like, okay, Brazil are not playing a high line, but just imagine a few meters away from the center circle.
Yeah,
So Brazil are in motion.
They're in motion.
They are moving.
They are
the ball.
moving forward.
Center backs have moved
Have
off the
moved,
pitch. They
yes.
are almost at the halfway line.
Yeah.
Let's say about how many meters?
Very few, very few. Meters,
Let's say
yeah.
5-10 meters,
Yeah,
or
sure.
so 15 meters away
Yeah.
from the halfway line. So let's just think about it that way. Let's say if you split one half of the pitch into two, halfway through one half, that's where Brazil are at the moment. Okay?
Yes.
And they are moving the ball. So it was from this that Japan went to get their goal.
So looking at this, Nathan, Brazil were in motion to score. They were in motion to counter-attack against Japan, and they lost the ball. So it means that most of their players were getting ready to move into the Japanese half. So for Brazil, they are not in the right defensive mode. That is why most coaches, especially Jürgen Klopp, will tell you that the best playmaker is the counter press.
Yeah.
He says the best playmaker is the counter press. Why? Because once you counter press an opponent and wins the ball, most of the time you win the ball when the opponent is not in the defensive structure.
Yeah. Players are out of position.
A lot of players will be out of position. So if you can win the ball and attack immediately, it means that you attack them when they are not ready. And in football, attacking someone when he's not ready is very sweet. Very, very sweet, because there will be a lot of spaces. Now, this was the scenario. And for Brazil, the aim is simple. Prevent Japan from getting the ball here. Now, let's look at the next image. Now, Nathan, at this image, or with this image, we have 1-2 Japanese players, 1-2 Brazilian center backs.
2-on-2.
Yes. Even if you look at here, there's a left back here, there's another Japanese player here. And with this, there's Casemiro, there's another Japanese player. So it means that Japan had numbers to attack. But with this, if you are a defensive midfielder, if you are Casemiro, you must be guided by these two keywords. The first one is SPA, and then the second one is DOXO. You must be guided by these two keywords. Now, these are refereeing terms. Referees always uses this, DOXO, SPA. Now, DOXO is denial of an obvious goal-scoring opportunity. And then SPA is stopping a promising attack. So now, Nathan, with this, let me give a brief explanation with the SP and then the DOXO. Now, for a ball to be passed as a DOXO, you must qualify all these, 4 criteria. The first one is the distance to go. The distance to go. Before referees can say this is a DOXO, the first thing that they look at is the distance to go. The ball must be closer to the goal. Now, the second one is the direction of play. The direction of play. If the ball is directed towards the goal, it is likely for it to be a DOXO than if the ball is directed away from the goal. The third one is the number of defenders present. The number of defenders present, and then the last one is who has control of the ball. So these are the 4 things. Okay. So if the ball passes all these 4 things, it is a DOXO, and the caution for a DOXO is a red card. The caution for a DOXO is a red card. That is what we call the last man tackle. That is the caution, a red card. But the good thing in football is that if all of these 4, criteria, if only one misses, then it changes from a DOXO to SPA, stopping a promising attack. And the caution for SPA is a yellow card, not a red card. So if you don't, tick all these 4 boxes, then it is not a DOXO. You are not going to get a red card. Rather, you are going to get a yellow card. So at this point, I was expecting any of the Brazilian players to commit a foul here. Why? Because if you commit a foul here, you have 2 players here, so it means that it cannot be a DOXO. Worst case scenario, SPA, stopping a promising attack, and you get a yellow card. That is the worst case scenario. Now, even if you consider the distance here, the distance from here to the goal is wide. So although in terms of direction, it takes the box of a DOXO, because with this, the direction is facing towards the goal. But there are other boxes it doesn't take for you to be qualified to be called a DOXO. And one of them is the distance, one of them is the number of defenders present. So at this point, Nathan, I was expecting any of the Brazilian players to foul the player. An SPA, cause an SPA, get a yellow card. But they did not do that. He progressed the ball, and then to me, that was a very nice finish, nice finish from the, from the Japanese. Very, very nice finish. And all the time I say this, where he put this ball, most people think that, oh, Alisson Becker did not do well. Yes, I understand. There are times, even for him as Alisson, he can save these balls. But in modern day football, Nathan, whenever you are training goalkeepers, you are training, offensive players, whenever you are doing shooting, especially shooting outside the box. Yeah. Let me explain this. Now, teams do not use goalkeepers in the pool whenever they want to train shooting outside the box. No. Now, most teams, Nathan, whenever they are training shooting from outside the box, they don't use goalkeepers. Do you know what they do? They just demarcate this area. Bottom, top. Then they'll give you the ball. Put it there. If you're able to do it at the training without a goalkeeper, in a game situation, take your eyes off the goalkeeper. Put it at where you were putting it at the training grounds. Out of 10 goalkeepers, 2 at best can save it. It means that 80% you are going to score. So now most of the teams, whenever they are training, shooting and all these things, they don't involve their goalkeepers. Unless it is inside the box. For that one, yes, they can include the goalkeepers. But outside the box, most of them, they don't include the goalkeepers. Just demarcate these areas for the players. Some put even mannequins there. Hit it. And once you are able to find that target, if you're able to do that, that is it.
You are always going to score. You are always going to score.
And look at some of the goals at this World Cup. It's the same place. Look at the goals at this World Cup. It's the same place. Look at the goals that Ghana considered against Croatia. Yeah. And it is very difficult for set goals. If the goalkeepers were able to save it, to me, I cannot really blame the goalkeeper. Because it is very, very, very difficult. And it was a very good goal from the Japanese. Now to the goals that Brazil scored. Now there's a 3D version of the World Cup. A 3D version.
Yes. I've seen that. I don't know how, listeners, that if you've not seen it, go to the FIFA website, you find the gamified highlights there. Yeah. You will love it. Anyway, my co-students are in class today. Yesterday they missed.
Today we were late.
Today my class, I'm going to see Kelvin Uzwanzak is also here. So yeah, listeners, if you haven't watched any of the gamified highlights on the FIFA website, find it. It's very interesting.
Now, Nathan, do you know why I like this 3D version than even the normal ones that we watch? It gives you a lot of solutions. This 3D version, Nathan, it gives you a lot of solutions. Now, this is a very big solution. This image, as at the 51st minute, this was taken as at the 51st minute. And as at this time, Brazil, 0. Japan, 1. So if you are Brazil, you want to know where are the spaces for me to be able to score. It's as simple as that. But with this, it is giving us a lot of the solutions and the spaces. Now, if the ball is with Danilo, but most of the time, Brazil wanted to attack with Vinicius down here. Now, Nathan, if the ball comes to Vinicius Jr., it means that this Japanese player will come and press Vini. So, where is the space? The space is here. Why? Because Vini will take the ball forward. This player, once you are pressing Vini, you follow. Because of this Brazilian, this Japanese cannot shift. So, it means that this will stay. And if this stays and then this player follows Vinicius, then the space is
all that space is left.
At this left half space. And if the space is here, who must occupy this space? It is you. Although you are a center back, but you must see this space, recognize it, move there, and receive the ball. Where did the cross come from?
The cross came from Daddy. It was a Gabriel Magalhaes.
Yes. Yeah. And who is this? Gabriel Magalhaes. So with this 3D, it gives you the spaces. It gives it to you. And in the game, it was the same place where, this cross came from. The same place. Vidi gets the ball, intentionally comes inside, intentionally to draw you.
There were two players marking him.
Yes,
When
to
we
draw
got
you.
to the latter stage of the game, there were two players on Vini. Anytime he had the ball.
So that created more space.
Exactly.
More.
So the space was always going to be created somewhere.
Somewhere.
Because you've committed an extra body
Yeah.
to go and take care of.
You see, football is very interesting. Just recognize the spaces and you are good to go. And this is the space. And
It's like when a team gets a man sent off.
yeah,
Ultimately, the space always shows up
Always,
somewhere.
always.
You, the attacking team, just need to recognize
it. Then you can utilize
You
it.
can
And
manipulate.
this is it with Gabi Megalis in there. And you see, this was not even the first time that he did it. Oh, he had been doing it in the game. And even as at was it the 78th minute, he did another one. And in the game, he was doing it, and it was very, very good. It was very, very good. Now, coaches will tell you that crossing from the half space here is, more dangerous than crossing from the wider areas. And that is true. Let me explain this. If you cross from the wide areas, most of the time, the goalkeeper can anticipate it and come for the boss. Most of the time, especially if you don't create a block. And with this, since it's not a set piece, it's very difficult to create a block inside. So once it's from open play and you have to cross the ball from the wider area, you see, from the wide area to the box, the distance is longer than from the half space to the box. And with the trajectory, it means that from the wide area to the box, the goalkeeper can just come out for the ball. But if you are crossing from the half space, it becomes difficult for the goalkeeper to come out for it. And that is why most of the time, coaches prefer you crossing from the half spaces than even from the wider areas. And this was a cross from the half space, and then Casemiro was onto it for the goal. Now, if we are to analyze, the winning goal, it teaches us one thing: the attention to detail. Last time when we were watching the training session of the English national team, Thomas Tuchel was stressing on something with respect to the type of pass to play and the foot to play the pass to. So last time I said that if there's a pass that is best suited for the left foot and you give it to the right foot, although you've given it to the same player, but it's a wrong technique or a wrong pass. So although I've given the ball to Kelvin, I've given the ball to Mickey, but I have to give the ball or pass the ball to Kelvin's right foot. So if I pass the ball to Calvin's left foot, although the ball is with Calvin, but it's a wrong pass. And with this, if a coach, analyzes it and tell you that, oh, you've given the ball to Calvin, but it's a wrong pass, you say, coach, why? But it's the same Calvin that I've given the ball to. But since you gave the ball to the wrong foot, it is a wrong pass. Now let's look at this. Bruno Guimaraes, gave that pass to Gabi Martinelli. Now with this is the left foot. This is the right foot. Have you seen that the left foot is green, the right is red? Why? If you give the ball to Gabi Martinelli on his right foot, it is a wrong pass because that is facing outside. So it means that he must control the ball with the right and turn. And by that time, this center back or this defender would have closed this space.
And he can't even hit it first time.
Yes.
Because the angle is a little...
Very, very tight. But if you give the ball to him on his left, the left is already facing inside. So even if you want to touch the ball, he can use the left to touch the ball inside. Once he's inside, if this defender even touches him, it's a penalty. If you don't touch him, he can now bend and this is the attention to detail. And where, I want to commend Bruno Guimaraes was initially, when he was about to take the pass, he felt that it would have gone to his right foot. So he took another step before getting his body orientation right to be able to put the ball at the left foot. And with this, these are some of the details in the game. And to me, it was a very good goal. And now, because of this goal, Brazil, they've qualified. So kudos to Brazil. And to me, the game was a very, very good and then interesting goal. Looking at the Japanese, now let's look at the stats. This is the average position of the Japanese people. In the first half, they had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 players in the Brazilian half, with Junior Ito, Kaisu Sano on the line.
Kaishu Sano was the goal scorer.
Yeah. So they had 5 players in Brazil's half, with 2 players on the line, the halfway line. Now, Nathan, let's look at the second half. They had Keito Nakamura, Ayase Ueda. Only these 2 players in Brazil's half. All of the other guys, with the exception of even Dyson Maeda, is a little bit on the line. But all of the other guys, they were in their own half. So it means that in the second half, they were not progressive. In the second half, they were not playing offensive football in Brazil's half. Why? Because in the second half, Brazil had made the most important tweak in their system to push Vini from central to wide, so that he can get a lot more of the ball. So they have to commit a lot more of the players to to defend. Now, looking at this side is the side where there's a lot of Japanese players. Why? Because this side is where Vinicius Junior is, and to me it was a very good game. Now to Netherlands against Morocco. A little bit of analysis, some 3-4 minutes, then I'll be done. Netherlands started the game in a back 3, which of course will turn to a back 5.
Yeah.
And
Koeman hadn't done that in a.
When I saw it, to be very honest, I was very. You know, the last time.
His first time was 32 matches ago.
Yes, 32 matches ago against Germany. 26 March 2024, and even with that game, they lost. They lost. This World Cup, in their first game against Japan, if you could recall, after the game, I came here, analyzed, and said that when they wanted to defend, at times they put
in a back 5.
5. And with that back 5, they put Frankie de Jong from the midfield to join the back 4 to form a back 5. How was the scoreline of that game? 2-2. So even if you have to look at the last 2 times that you decided to use a back 5, it did not really work. So why decide to use it against Morocco in such a high-profile game? Now they started with a 3-4-3 or 3-4-2, and whichever way you want to put it. But for Morocco, we know they are 4-2-3-1. So this is Netherlands, this is Morocco. Nathan, there's a very interesting start in the game. Very, very interesting. Do you know that now, at the end of first half, ball possession, Netherlands 49, Morocco 51. At the end of the first half, Nathan, what does this stats tell you? 49-51.
That's a little odd. Yes, quite close.
Very close.
Yeah, I would have expected the Dutch to get on the ball more.
Because at the end of the first half, Netherlands had ball possession 49%, Morocco 51%. So it means that the game was very close, but Morocco, edged them in terms of ball possession. But between these 2 countries, with ball possession, Netherlands is more suited for than Morocco because of their total football. Now, at the end of the second half, ball possession, Netherlands 21, Morocco 79. So from 49-51 in the first half to 21-79 in the second half. Now, the first extra time, ball possession, Netherlands 17, Morocco 83. Now, at the end of the second extra time, Netherlands ball possession 16, Morocco 84. So a game we started with 49-51. Almost all the stages or the phases in the game, Morocco was adding up. So they ended up, getting a lot more of the ball than the Dutch or the Netherlands. And to me, it was something that the 5-4-1 that they defended in caused it. Now at the end of the game, I have 2 things that I want to highlight. Then I'll be done. This is Ronald Koeman, the manager of the Dutch team. I would want us to read what he said. After that, we will read what Morocco players also said, and then I'll be done. Now, Ronald Koeman says this was on playing with 5 defenders versus Morocco. All people in Netherlands ask for 5 defenders. Then you play with 5 defenders, and you get criticized for it. But again, I don't care. All people in the Netherlands ask for 5 defenders. Then you play with 5 defenders and you get criticized for it. But again, I don't care. This is Ronald Koeman. You see, he's a very interesting character.
He is.
Looking at the 5 defenders with Dumfries and then Van de Ven. You see, playing with this 3-back means that whenever you are attacking, it is Dumfries and then Van de Ven's duty to hold their weight. At the right side, if you are asking Danso Dumfries to hold their weight, we all understand and agree. But at the left side, how can you ask Van de Ven to hold their weight?
I guess the thing with Mickey Van de Ven and Kelvin, maybe you can chime in on this. I think managers sometimes get very enamored by Mickey Van de Ven's pace.
His pace.
Right? So the thinking is that this guy is quick.
Yes.
So let's play. But Mickey Van de Ven, as a full, he's not a natural fullback.
You see why Ronald Koeman has cost
No,
yeah. Even Marcelo was making better runs offensively and better offensive contribution to game than Van de Ven.
Yeah.
If you put Van de Ven's defensive abilities and offensive abilities together, defensively he's better. What is Netanyahu doing in that game?
Far better.
Why did he disrupt his team with Netanyahu?
Yeah. So
and
you
in
think
that
he should have
midfield,
played Van de Ven as the 3rd centre back, not as the wing?
no, still playing as a left back. Get someone who do a lot more of the running to help Frankie de Jong dictate the game.
Oh, okay, I get you.
So
Look at the Moroccan midfield. You have Unahi, El Enawi, Buadi. These are workaholics. And you have Kanous and Brahim Diaz.
Yeah.
Come on.
So which means that Koeman sacrificed. He handed the midfield over
to Morocco.
Exactly. Where was Tijani Reines? Where was
To Morocco.
Kubanes?
He gave it to them.
That's true. Because this starting midfield 2 only has De Jong and Gravenberch. And De Jong and Gravenberch will not control a game for you.
This tournament is calling for you to shore up midfield. This tournament, clearly. Everything tells for you to shore up the midfield. Yeah, they work on your coach to that also.
And again, with
So
where
he could have gone 4 with an extra man in midfield.
Exactly.
Coop minus
Yes.
to match Morocco.
yes,
I see.
and Nathan again with where he put Cody Gakpo.
Yeah.
Cody Gakpo excels when he's coming from the wide area.
But
So
he has Van de Ven there
Yes.
already.
So Cody is an out to in type of player.
Yes, true.
So that is his profile, out to in. But you are playing him inside at the house spaces. How can Cody Gakpo play inside at the house spaces? So
As you're saying, Cody Gakpo loves to let me receive the ball first.
yes,
Then size my defender.
Yes.
And then attack.
out
the
to
goal.
in.
Yeah.
So if you are unable to do this and you give the possession to Brazil to the Moroccans like this, to me it doesn't really help. Now with Morocco, when I saw this, it really struck me. From Ayub Buadi, they asked him, why is it that Morocco, you are playing very good and all that? Because you see, under Walid Regragui, where even they went to the semi-finals, Morocco were not playing possessive football.
No. They played very reactive football.
Yes. Was it against Spain was 23% possession, against Portugal 27%. So they were defending. They will hit you. They will defend very well. They will qualify. Penalties and whatever, they will qualify. But against this with this manager, they are playing a lot. Against Brazil, they stood toe to toe with the Brazilians. And yesterday, they completely dominated the total football nation. Now, Ayub Buadi is saying that.
Which is an oddity. Like,
Very
it's one
odd.
of football's greatest oddities.
Very, very odd.
Morocco play Netherlands. And as the game progresses, they have more of the ball.
Than
And
Netherlands.
the Dutch have given the ball to them. That is odd.
No,
Very odd.
Johan Cruyff will be turning in his
He will
grave.
be- oh, he will be-
No, but there's not much of a difference anymore between Netherlands and Morocco.
But Michael,
The name,
It's
maybe,
true.
yes,
I
but
agree.
in terms of what they are doing,
I think, though, for me, the biggest takeaway from this is the contrast in style
Yeah.
of what's the name of the new Moroccan coach? Wabi.
Wabi, Mohamed
And
Wabi.
Mohamed
Wabi.
Wabi.
And Walid Regragui.
Yeah.
Coach, you
Yeah.
mentioned it, right?
Yeah.
And even before all of this happened, Gary had said it, and Michael, you even said it.
Exactly.
That the conversations in Morocco was that they
We
were
don't
beginning
like
to
him.
get tired
No, we
of
don't like him.
Walid Regragui's style. They wanted something different. I was very afraid that getting on the ball was going to be suicidal. But it looks like the Moroccans actually believe that they are so good that they can actually match. And
Exactly.
look at the
and that
confidence they
fits
have.
This statement.
Says one of our strengths is confidence.
confidence.
And it's not just coming from the player. The people of Morocco believe that they have what it takes, the materials to play better football. than what Rekrakui was doing. It was the first football conversation I had when I got to Morocco.
I see.
And I wanted to praise Rekrakui. Habibi, no. He's not good. He's actually killing Moroccan football. And there's the evidence.
Wow.
Now, Nathan, if you analyze this statement to me, it explains, as Mickey said, how the Moroccan set up. Ayub Buhari is saying that one of our strengths is confidence. He did not say anything about tactics. He said one of our strengths is confidence. Now you see, confidence is the foundation of success. With confidence, it empowers you to take calculated risk. There are a lot of things that in fact, you can do it too. But without confidence, you wouldn't even try.
True.
For Morocco, they had the ability to play, to possess, to do all this attacking stuff. But the manager that they had did not give them the confidence to do it. It gets nothing to do with tactics. The confidence to do it. Now, in comes this manager, changes their mentality, gives them that confidence, and now it has really unlocked their potential. So in analyzing Netherlands and then Morocco, this is my highlight of it. Ayub Buhari. Confidence. It is everything you need in football now. You see, there are a lot of players. There are situations where they can shoot and score, but they do not shoot. They won't shoot. Give them 1,000 chances the same way, they won't shoot. Why? They don't have the confidence.
Lack of confidence.
They don't have the confidence. They don't have the confidence. There are a lot of players, Nathan. They can receive and turn and move, but they won't do it. They will just bounce the pass. Why? They don't have the confidence. They lack it.
I mean, you said something. Confidence makes. Elisha.
Oh,
I know. I think he personally, if you ask me, I think it's more of what is in your toolbox kind of thing. Like, can you do it? He can't.
He just doesn't have
So
it.
he's not confident in his ability.
No, but you see, there are certain players who are limited.
Because Nathan,
Captain of Auxerre.
Nathan, I am baffled that for a professional player who plays in one of the top 5 leagues, plays for them week in, week out, is scared about crossing or passing the ball well. These are basics that almost every footballer should have.
Be able to do.
Exactly. It's not because you're a winger or a fullback, but you should know how to cross and how to pass.
But could it also be that he just doesn't have it? Or for you, that argument doesn't exist because once you are a pro footballer, you should be able to
do train these basics. There are times where push gets to shove and teams will need to go ultra attack. They bring on central defenders to play as center forwards. Why? Because they have the basics. They have taught them some 1 or 2 things and they understand it's aerial duels. Win it. You are crossing the ball. You don't need to hit it with a technique like a winger, but at least give us something.
Yesterday you saw Gabriel with this cross.
He's a center back.
That's a winger
Center back. A center back who is supposed, not to be even confident as a ball player.
But here he is, creating
very high up the pitch.
And that was the second time he had crossed the ball. The first one, Casemiro, he was saved by the goalkeeper.
Suzuki,
Ronald Koeman just cost the team yesterday. Even with his changes. Why bring on Quentin Timber when you have Tijani Renes to come and show up your midfield?
There's this thing about
sincerely, I don't get it. Quentin Timber came on and you could clearly see he was lost. He couldn't match up the tempo of the game at high level football, his temperament to even adjust to situations. And he was committing fouls left, right, center.
Whereas he had midfielders, he had Tijani Reinders. Cook Miners came on later though. I mean, he scored the first.
But that last change that he made, when he made that change he made was 86th minute. Is he telling me Tijani Renes couldn't have come on to hold on to the ball? That's a better player who holds on to the ball for you.
Morocco equalized late.
So
90
plus 1.
So
90 plus 1. He brought him on 4 minutes later. 4 minutes
so
later.
meaning that between when, because Cody Gakpo scored 72nd minute, whatever. So meaning that at that point, Morocco were always going to gamble.
Exactly.
So you could have dictated the game. Throw on an extra midfielder, Tijani Reinders, you are controlling the midfield. You still have Frankie de Jong. And you almost like tell Morocco what to do. We will control the game. We won't let it turn into this back and forth. And Koeman
and I think it is very weird that the Netherlands, if you look at their football history and everything they have done, they will approach a game against Morocco. Whatever. Morocco, yes, they are emerging force, whatever.
And still,
but the Netherlands will approach Morocco and go in with a defensive mentality and actually practice it. Because
per the data, I think coach would have used it.
Yeah.
FIFA has this match reports. Morocco had 53% build-up phases that were not pressured.
Yeah.
53%.
53%. If they are building up from the back, they were not pressured.
So more than half the time.
Exactly.
When Morocco started building from the back, the Dutch sat off.
Exactly. And coincidentally, the Dutch were 40% sitting in a low block throughout the game. Your attacker,
that is so
your striker
un-Dutch.
has showed that he's lethal, he's clinical. If you supply him the balls, then he will finish. Brobe also has an excellent hold-up play.
Yeah.
He's very strong on the ball.
Very, very.
He made 26 offers to receive the ball in the final third. Only 2 were sent to him. Like, I am a striker, I'm available. Pass the ball to me. 2 out of 26. Then Vegas also comes on, makes 8 offers to receive the ball. One.
Charlie Ronnie Kuma.
What? No.
No, but that is so un-Dutch-like.
No.
Yeah.
Because 4 years, look, say what you say about who coached them. Van Gaal coached them for it.
Yeah.
Van Gaal won't play like that.
Don't play like this.
You can criticize Van Gaal for dull football, for careful football, but he won't play like this.
not at all.
He will go for it.
Exactly.
Right? But
How they went toe to toe.
with Argentina, dragged it to a penalty shootout.
So I think
So
even before the game
disappointing.
started, Koeman had indirectly communicated to the Moroccans that we are scared of you guys.
Yeah.
So you can come and play your game, but we'll defend. That was the message. Because if I'm Mohamed Wabi and I'm doing these tactics with the boys, the final one, after they do the warm-up, I think there's a final address that coaches make to players just to prepare them. Guys, this is what they have brought. They are not confident. Let's go all out. Let's kill
a
it.
5-man defense.
And you see,
Netherlands.
and you see, Mickey, what really surprised me was the fact that in the first half, it was 49-51.
Yeah.
So in the first half, at least you were playing something.
There was a contest.
There was a contest. 49-51 means it's very tight.
And then as
the game progressed in the second half, it became wider in the extra time. At a point, and in the extra time, it was 90% for Morocco, 10% for Netherlands.
Yeah.
That's terrible.
No. It's so
90-10.
I need to.
It's so poor.
I'd like to feel the pulse in the Netherlands. I'm sure Ronnie Koeman is getting blasted left, right, center. He's lucky people like Johan Cruyff have passed on. He wouldn't have enjoyed this.
No. But today, like today, the Telegraph, the headlines will be out there. They would have sprayed it. Vote, ball, and the others. The headlines will be there.
You must be very disappointed.
No, I was like, come on.
No, he did not give us a solid game. He didn't.
It was so bad.
But
I think Virgil van Dijk too. There are times we spray him too much. I don't know, but in the last couple of games, even in the Premier League, he's let his team down.
It's true.
Yeah.
With his physical attributes, Charlie, those deliveries, you can't tell me he can't calculate the delivery coming in.
Yeah. Because
that is why
Diop cannot be winning a header
against that.
He did not jump. He did not anticipate. He couldn't calculate that. Come on, I should maybe make a step back, and that is why I love, till now, I love France. But if you give me any other centre back from France and you give me Lucio, I'll pick Lucio.
Lucio is jumping.
He will
all
come
day.
exactly, or he will bundle into you.
Yeah.
He will bump into you to make sure that you don't have the right connection. And at that time, everyone knew Diop had moved upfield because Morocco were just
only going to do one
exactly
cross the ball.
So you, as the guy with the physical presence, just pick on him. Tell the rest. Focus
Forget
on
any other
and
leave him to me.
Well, it's sad, but Kofi said you're
No, but I'm not shocked though.
You're not?
No, I'm not shocked.
Why?
The mentality. If there is a change. I think maybe subsequently we'll have to do this in detail. But there is a change in the current African footballer and their mentality.
Yeah.
And
They are very confident now. They believe that they are as good.
Exactly. And where is it coming from? These are players who were born in the diaspora and they are being brought or inculcated into their respective countries' football culture. So they come with a certain preparation, tutorials. Everything they have been taught is similar to what the Dutch, the Belgians,
Of course,
the
because
French,
you grew up with them.
with them.
You
so
grew up
someone
with
like Ashraf Hakimi, grew up basically in Spain.
Yeah.
Trained through the Spain system. So whatever Lamine Yamal, Pedri, or whoever can think he is capable of doing, he also feels. Yesterday he was playing as an inside. How do you call it? How he played in the game as a right back.
Yeah, excellent.
Hey, now our wingers, Blasters wingers. It's true.
That's true.
The Blasters wingers won't play like that.
Is true.
And he is a fullback.
That is true.
Look at Ayub Boadi, friend. Ayub Boadi is 18.
Look at him.
Ayub Boadi plays like he owns the room. Like he plays as though he's playing in his backyard.
Exactly.
He plays with a lot of confidence.
Right? And the confidence is a key part of the grooming of a European player. The confidence is there. In places like France and in the Netherlands, why do you think illegal 16-year-olds are playing? Because they think that 16, you are old enough to play. In the Netherlands, if you are 16, 17, you are old. You should play. You can't play.
And now it's happening in England and across the rest of the world.
So I think
if this boy has captained the French under 21 team at the age of 17, 18, and he trains with the senior team at Clairefontaine. In that same environment, he sees Rabiot, he sees Kante, he sees Mbappe. There's nothing you can tell him that would dampen his spirit. And the same with Hakimi, someone who developed through Real Madrid. What didn't he see?
Yes, Real Madrid environment.
Yes. What didn't he see?
I mean, he went to Inter Milan.
You get it.
To Paris Saint-Germain.
And you see, the interesting thing about Hakimi is his profile. He's able to play a lot of roles. Yes, you will say he's a right back, but he can play as a wing back. He's been doing it at Inter and Dortmund as a wing back. He can play as an overlapping fullback. He can play as an underlapping fullback. So with he's a right back, but a lot of roles he can deliver. Perfect.
And he plays without you realizing or identifying his liability.
No.
He covers and moves.
You know, I think that the greatest exhibition of Hakimi's abilities as a footballer, right, was encapsulated in PSG's first goal against Inter in the Champions League final. Look at where he appeared at the end of the move. How many right backs pop up in the penalty box?
He's always
standing
in the box,
there, like almost as a number 9 or an attacker waiting for.
He's always crashing the box.
So the game has changed in Africa, and seriously, if other federations don't catch up, those who have already started, they will establish a certain gap. Because at the pace that Morocco is traveling, and it's well structured, it's a plan, it's calculated. They know what they are doing. They have like 4 full-time scouts in Belgium, France, Netherlands, and Spain. And they are looking out for these boys. So 12 years, 11 years, 10 years, they come to you, convince, come and play for us. Then they have the football infrastructure in their country.
To back exactly. If that 10-year-old is wondering in his mind, why should I play for Morocco? Well, here's proof why you should play for Morocco.
So, yes, I'm not saying the Moroccan model is the only way.
No.
DR Congo have their own. They are using their former players like Zakwani to convince a lot of the Congolese players.
Ghana recently went to the UK.
Ghana has also started, which is positive. With the British High Commission. The Ghana High Commission in Britain.
Which is
like try to build something.
But you see, at the base, I always say that the biggest argument you can always make to these persons born outside is a concrete proof of a certain plan that if you come and play for us,
what is it?
Look, Senegal have something to prove to another Ibrahima Mbaye who's 15 walking around in Paris, Lyon, Marseille somewhere. That if you come and play for us, look at it. We've been to the last 2-3 World Cups. We've won one AFCON. We probably won another one. Whatever, they might win or you get what I mean. But the point is, you see, there's something you are showing to this guy. So even though I believe that we are doing a good thing, we want to speak to Ghanaians in diaspora, it's good.
We need something.
But you see, there's a certain thing we need to add to the base, and that is where we must do the work here.
Including infrastructure. It's very important.
Very important. Very important.
Because if the player comes around and you want him, he has to see something concrete. That where the national team...
That's the whole thing.
Where do we meet? Look, I'll take you out of football to basketball. Nigeria. When they decided that they were taking basketball seriously, one of the things they did was to improve the basketball infrastructure. Because all the basketball players they were approaching are people born in the US. Or they went to the US when they were 5 or 6. They've played in indoor courts proper places till he's 23.
I don't know you.
Then you say, come and play for Nigeria. So what is the proof that if I come to Nigeria, the circumstances are the same? They improved. Then to convince them finally, they went to bring Mike Brown, who just won the NBA title with the New York Knicks. So Mike Brown was Nigeria national team head coach. If that doesn't convince you, the player, Emeka something born in Florida, and you play for Florida State Uni playing college ball, your head coach is Mike Brown.
He's in the NBA.
He will come and play because he knows that I'm getting top class coaching. And look at the stride Nigeria have made from losing by 50 or 60 points in 2012 to the US. Now when they play, they compete. When they play, they compete. So
I think there's a lot that we need to learn from some of it. We are not saying it to spite what we do here.
No.
But we are raising these angles so that we can tap into it. We find
knowledge,
a model.
It's free knowledge that others ask.
A model that works for us. Yes, it's good. We have like I think Ghana has 8 players born in the diaspora in the blacks. It is good. It means a lot more will be coming in the near future. They will even be part of our U17s, our U15s, our U16s, and all the national teams we've set up. We need to make sure that there is adequate infrastructure to allow them to feel that if they are leaving the system they are coming into another one that will foster their growth. That is all that we need.
Of like equal quality. Exactly. That's all. And this is where the state comes in. The FA can't do it alone. So the state has to jump in, create and build the infrastructure. The FA provides a plan. The two come together and we'll start to see the results.
Because when you do that too, the local ones will also benefit from it.
That's true.
They will get to play with some of these boys and they will improve.
Anyway, 10-14, we'll be wrapping it up in a bit. But there are 2 games on the menu, at least today. Cote d'Ivoire, I don't know why I think I was Cote d'Ivoire, Norway, and France, Sweden. Cote d'Ivoire, Norway is at 5 p.m. France, Sweden is at 9. And the Ivorians, they need to be very careful. They need to be very, look, do not underestimate Norway and the fire. For me, that's the scary part of the
They should not play Agbadu.
No, they shouldn't play Agbadu. They play Agbadu, problem.
No, they should not play Agbadu.
They shouldn't play Agbadu.
We beg them. We don't need Agbadu.
No, they need him.
Agbadu. For the physical presence.
They need him. Show him Gabriel's games against Haaland. Yeah. And let's go. And this World Cup is very physical. Striker, you think he's going to come feeble? No. And Haaland comes with that physicality. All they need is Agbadu should just be
penalties. Two penalties already conceded. Agbadu.
No, they need him.
Okay.
They need him. He can be smart about it, but I think he can do a job.
Okay.
But the whole point is,
I am looking at Kelvin posting around. What time is the game
It's
again?
5 p.m.
So around
7.
5:30. Agbadu annoys me so much.
And then there's France, Sweden at 9 p.m.
that's also a match.
And then Mexico
is back.
Oh, is that he's going to bury his mother? He's bringing back all the pain.
Mbappe will stop playmaking and turn into elite finisher.
And the good thing for France is that now Dembele has also found his feet in
Dembele scored 3 times.
So he has to do for Mbappe what Mbappe has done for him. That is why it's dangerous for Sweden. They should start packing their bags. It's okay.
But for Sweden, I find their international team really interesting, right? A team that has not Erling Haaland, Isak,
Gyökeres,
and Gyökeres in one team, right? And then there's Anthony Elanga off the bench, Ayari, and
the coach is also a problem. How do you have Elanga and Bergvall and you play them on the bench?
The boys played well. They gave their all today.
You know, and I complain about the second game, but in the third game, when they needed qualification, he started the 2 boys. I don't see how your midfield is not extremely good, and you decide to bench Bergvall. Fine, he may not be the ideal, most ideal, but when it comes to the standards in that Sweden team,
he gives you more.
Yeah,
he gives you better.
Quality.
And obviously, when he played,
is a weapon.
When he played, you could just see Elanga. Fine, his excesses are way too much. But if you want someone to trouble Theo Hernandez, you don't put any other player. You put Elanga to give him trouble.
Yeah, he's just got the raw pace to run at a defender.
France's defense, sincerely, if any team has quality attack, like what Sweden in Ishak, and then they decide to run through and feed off Gyökeres.
To beat France, you need 2 good fullbacks and 2 good number 9s. Fullback on fullback, and let your strikers tackle their centre back. You can take them out very easily. Upamecano and whoever.
Gyökeres knows Lacroix.
Yes.
Gyökeres knows Saliba,
So-
even though Saliba may also know him, but he can give you a good job on him.
Yeah.
Martin Odegaard knows Saliba, so now you have two players on the opposite side
Who understand
exactly
how
and
Saliba
Odegaard.
plays.
I don't know if you've seen him in the Odegaard from
Odegaard is
Norway.
Norway.
But the
Odegaard
Sunday
of
bench,
yeah,
the Sunday bench.
midfield, physical, Fulham.
He just decides to pass the ball through, finding Ishak every time, and he can just make sure that he plays the ball in between, and they can just make the passes.
And when Odegaard plays for Norway, he seems to be a bit more liberated. So
and that
he
is why
plays,
because
the
of Erling
Ivorians,
Haaland.
Yes.
Haaland, yes.
So he knows that if I pass the ball forward,
Yeah, I'll
Haaland
get it.
is
And it's
there.
not just Haaland, Charlotte.
You see, the last time
They
I
have,
saw,
they have.
I saw an image, Odegaard in a same position where he was playing for Norway and Arsenal.
Yes.
For the Arsenal game, he just pass the ball
Lateral.
sideways.
Saka,
But for
most
Norway,
Linear,
Pass your
yeah.
yes.
to Erling Haaland.
Yeah.
Interesting stuff. 10-18.
Ateta and Sano.
All right. That's our sporty breakfast for the morning. Many thanks for joining. It was fun having you on. The day after it rained. I see that the weather is bright out there. We thank God. If you are going out, it's not so bright. You
Get your
should
umbrellas, get your raincoats.
Yes.
Be checking the
please
weather.
be checking the weather.
JMet says that there's a lot of water in the clouds.
Yes, as Kelvin said, have your umbrellas, have your raincoats, have your rain stuff. Put all your documents together. Keep your house safe. Be on the lookout. Be your neighbor's keeper.
Very important.
And constantly communicate with your people to check if everybody is fine. Anyway, we are wrapping it
So
up.
Nathan, yesterday one thing happened. I think someone's documents just got immersed in the water. One thing you need to do, maybe some little advice, scan your documents. Just go to an internet cafe or a printing press and then scan your
them,
documents.
yes.
Keep the soft copy. You just send it to your own email.
And keep
Let
them
it be there. When you
somewhere.
need it, you can print it,
It's
and then
important.
or you keep it at the very top of the wardrobe.
Even that these days you are not sure.
If you keep it down, by the time you realize, Charlie, everything will,
Right, but you see,
Yes. Scan them.
yeah, and
Coach wanted to say
Nathan,
something.
you said something that really touched me. Be your brother's keeper. It's very important. Nowadays, someone will be in trouble and another person will be videoing the person. When your brother needs help,
You are taking a video. Please, let's help. Let's
The thing is, they want Zuckerberg's money.
the one Zuckerberg's money.
And then also the other guy, what is his name? The one from South Africa.
Musk.
Elon Musk.
They want Zuckerberg money.
It is why.
Anyway, that's our sporty breakfast for the morning. Thank you so much. Time check is 10:20. Many shouts to Coach Kwabena Danso on another insightful session. My classmates were here. Kelvin Owusu and Michael Asariboedu. Shout out to my DJ Fidelis, the able assistant. Shout outs to the rest of my production team, Immortal, Nanekia, Angela, and Abigail. Shout outs to Fly and Emmanuel Ayamga. To the technical guys, thank you so much. To our team lead, Gary Al Smith. Raymond Yamado brought us that interview with the Sports Minister. Thank you, Raymond. And thank you to you, our listeners. Thank you so much for joining us today on the Sporty Breakfast. There's the news at midday, Sporty Plug at 12:30, Copamundo at 2, Sporty Drive at 4, and then there's live World Cup commentary, 5 p.m., 9 p.m., 1 p.m. Join us for all these games in the 2026 FIFA World Cup. My name is Nathan Kwa. Many thanks for listening. This has been the Sporty Breakfast. Enjoy your day. Stay safe. Take care of yourselves, and we'll catch you tomorrow.
Anything sports. This is